Welcome to the Allegory of Spots podcast series. Thanks for joining. In each episode, we introduce a new spot. We talk about how spots hinder our progression, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and how to overcome any spot that may be holding you back. As you begin to move and apply the things you learn, you'll start to see weaknesses become strengths, and you'll begin to see and feel greater light come into your lives.
Hello, I'm Victor. I would like to introduce you to another allegory of spots. Let's talk about the spot remembering. Ponder what it is to remember. It is very powerful to remember. We are asked to remember Jesus Christ as we partake of the sacrament, both the bread and the water. We are asked to remember His life and follow His example. We are all celestial souls having an immortal experience. I'm just trying to help you remember. You are remembering spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. In the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 12, we read, "These are spots in your feasts of charity. When they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear, clouds they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit wareth, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots." Meaning, as we seek acts of charity, we are not always without spots, and if we are with spots, they will feast on us, for they are adversarial and have no fear. They are like shepherds caring only for themselves, like clouds without water, carried along by the winds, like autumn trees without fruit, dead and uprooted. Again, as I said, ponder remembering. To remember is very powerful. When we were born to this world we live in, we came without any knowledge of where we came from or had any memory of our life in the pre-existent world. Now picture this. We were with many in the pre-existence, and we knew many and developed relationships and were very close to many, each wanting and waiting impatiently for our time and moment to be born in this world and gain a body of flesh and bone, thus leaving behind who we knew, loved, and were very close to. Now here, we are living each day's life's experiences, learning, growing, searching, and some trying to remember who we were with or known or had been best friends with in the pre-existence. Chapter 1 of Jude, verse 5. "I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved his people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not." Not only is remembering important to each of us, but remembering can be very powerful. And when we are at a rare moment, when we are able to faintly remember or know that something is familiar, or we have that sense with a person that we just met, do I know you, or have we met before? As Jesus Christ is trying to help us remember, we are taking the sacrament each week, and as we partake, we are pondering and remembering what Jesus Christ did for us in the Garden of Gethsemane. As we partake of the bread, which represents His flesh, and the water, which represents His blood, we are remembering Jesus Christ spiritually, mentally, and physically. Thank you for listening to this Allegory of Spots, Remembering.
At the end of each episode, you'll hear us repeat the steps on how to remove your spots. It's simple. There are 4 steps in the process. Number 1. Start by making a comprehensive list of all the things in your life that you need to get rid of, or repent of, or even be healed from. You'll know when your list is complete when you feel you've included all the items that come to mind. Number 2. Take an inventory of what you're feeding your spirit, because what you feed your spirit is what feeds your flesh. Your body will follow your spirit. Number 3. Now that you've identified the spots, let's get rid of them or cast them off. And here's how you do that. Present your list to God through prayer. Ask Him for help. Ask Him to remove your spots, to literally take them from you. Ask God to remove and offload all your burdens, your stresses, and your concerns. Stop trying to carry them alone. They weren't meant for you to carry. And number 4, once you've finished steps 1 through 3, it's time to start the process again. Only this time, dig a little deeper into your soul, searching out even the smallest of spots you might have overlooked or not even recognized. Ask God to reveal them He has a way of bringing them to the surface. And finally, continue these steps until you've completely cleansed yourselves of any and all spots. Then move forward day by day using the atonement of Jesus Christ to keep yourself unspotted.